XRP Warning. That's what I'm going to title this episode here today. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Wanted to provide a market update. President Trump did it to us again. The tariffs are back on for the European Union, and any iPhone not made in America, made in India or anywhere else, 25% tariff on that. We're taking it to 50% on the EU. President Trump puts it out this morning, and we get not really a flash crash, that would probably be inappropriate, but a little bit of a pullback this morning. XRP back down to 230, which is yet another higher low on the XRP price chart. Obviously on the beach here, I don't have the ability to show you the chart, but you can take a quick look at it for yourself and see that the structure is still there. Everything's intact. But what I'm really worried about right now for XRP, the broader crypto market, the stock market, is the stock market and the crypto market. President Trump is willing to sacrifice that to save the bond market, right? They're willing to crash stocks to save bonds. The real issue right now is those treasury yields continue to rise. More and more people don't want to do a deal with the United States government, and I can't blame them. And nobody showed up at that 20-year treasury auction last week. This is what caused the market, when was that? Earlier this week, last week, I forget. Time's just flying. I feel like the last 2 weeks leading up to XRP Las Vegas have just been we've just been moving so fast, and the market just rallying back up here. Bitcoin soaking up all the liquidity right now, and it moved up to 112,000 yesterday before crashing down to 107 earlier this morning. So back to 107 for Bitcoin, back to 230 for XRP, already bouncing off that structure. But this is off of President Trump waking up this morning and deciding, let's hit them with some more tariffs, 50% on the EU, 25% on any iPhones outside of the United States. And the market scared once again. And like I said, they have to bring down these bonds. They have over 6 trillion of treasury bills that need to be rolled back over. Somebody needs to buy them. And obviously the Fed, being the backstop lender of last resort, they could show up, and they're eventually going to have to, in my opinion, with QE and with these bond buyback programs that they already had started last year. There's so many reiterations of being the backstop, whether it be the Fed in combination with the Treasury, right? And so they've been doing everything that they can to keep this thing afloat, to find buyers. This is why the stablecoin legislation is so key. And it's great that we're moving forward now into the debate stage, but we need to get this passed. Like David Sachs said, we're going to unlock trillions of dollars of demand for U.S. treasuries as soon as we get a stablecoin bill. And so it's a matter of national security, and it's a matter of saving the dollar and our bond market to get this stablecoin legislation passed. Now, the only ways now that we can really bring down the bond market is for President Trump to put out, more tariffs, more trade war, or for something very dramatic that I don't even want to mention happening on the World War III front, right? And we've already seen the talks, Israel ready to strike Iran nuclear facilities if trade deal or the negotiations fall apart, right? If things don't work out, they got their eyes set. And so the war drums are still pounding, and that would be enough to break the bond market. Now, does anybody want that? No, other than I'm not even going to comment. I'm not going to comment. That's the only two things, other than the aliens coming down, right? The aliens are something coming up out of the water, right? We need the aliens to come up out of the water, come down from space. We need something catastrophic, and God, I pray for peace in the World War III front, or President Trump just hammers it with the tariffs once again, and looks like he's putting that back on the table. The thing is, he'll do exactly what he did before. We show up to the negotiation table. Before we even get there, we're showing you that we're willing to just take you down at your knees. And that's the, 100%, what was it, up to 200% tariffs on China that we were willing to, that's where the negotiations started at with the European Union, willing to call them out and taking it back to 50% again. Is it another bluff? Because then we saw the pause, and now, the tariffs are set to come back here. The pause will expire. And for better or for worse, whether you love them, whether you hate them, it shows us that President Trump is in control. President Trump is in control, and they are willing. I've been saying this, a lot of debate back and forth about this, whether or not Trump and Bessent care about crashing the stock market. And I said they don't. They don't. They are willing to sacrifice the stock market a little bit. Scott Bessent has gone on record almost every time saying they're trying to bring back Main Street. They want Main Street to have a party, not just Wall Street. He said Wall Street's been having a party. It's time for Main Street to have a good time. And if you look at what's in this big, beautiful bill, I just watched a video by Mark Kohler. He's a tax lawyer, one of the best in the game. And I'm going to link up the video in the description of this. Normally, I don't refer other videos unless I find it to be very valuable. But this most recent breakdown that he did, he gave like 4 or 5 key things to watch in relation to business owners or investors in the United States of America. I'm going to link it up down below. But basically, he's saying that the opportunity zones, if you take your capital gains from cryptocurrency, real estate, anything else, you can not have to pay any capital gains tax on that if you invest all of it into opportunity zones. And going forward, if you hold that opportunity zone for more than 10 years, hold that property for more than 10 years, you'll never pay tax on the property. Business entertainment, taking your employees out to a sporting event, all of that, it's all coming back 100%. And so I'm going to link up that video down below, but it brings us back to a scenario here where if you get on the right side of the transfer of wealth, whether you like Trump or not, whether you like that he's in control of this or not, whether you like the Truth social post that he put out this morning or not, whether you think tariffs are a good idea or not, are you on the right side of the transfer of wealth? That's a question for you. Comment down below and let me know. And for some of you guys, I want to hear from you that you don't like Trump, but you're on the right side of the transfer of wealth. That's what I want to hear. Is that you don't like Trump, that's fine. Are you on the right side of the transfer of wealth? Because the thing is, Trump's not going to start the business for you. They can lay out all the incentives, and that's what the tax structure is. It's what our tax laws are. It's a series of incentives. And using their system, I know a lot of us want to see the IRS and all this, the income tax, and a lot of folks are focused on no tax on tips. Well, if you're a business owner, you can't pay yourself OT. There's no OT when you're a business owner. As somebody who's been in it, I mean, I laugh usually at all the, time off, holiday pay, all this. Thankfully, I've been able to put myself in a great position where, I was able to take maternity leave when I had my children, take some time off, but I didn't get paid. I could have tapped in, but I didn't. The point being, don't rely on handouts from anybody. Don't think that even if you like Trump or don't like Trump, he's not coming to save you regardless. He's not coming to start your business. He's not coming to buy the dip for you, which many of you guys have been doing, and God bless you. This is why that floor price on XRP is back up here at 230 right now. And I've been saying it has to be an alien attack. It has to be something dramatic, World War III, or Trump has to ignite the trade war, tariff war again to save the bond market. And that's going to be what brings, the broader market down. But XRP is holding $2 so well. Got some birdies, seagulls, I think, fighting. I don't know what kind of, this might even be ducks. I used to hunt sea ducks back in my day up here in the Pacific Northwest. One of the best areas in the world to actually hunt waterfowl. For those of you guys who know about hunting and hunting ducks, you have all these sea ducks, and then you obviously have mallards that come down as well too. Wood ducks, absolutely beautiful. But yeah, I mean, here's the point, guys, is I step outside here, I'm enjoying today, but not for 1 second do I sit back here and not prepare myself. Right now, I'm begging you guys to prepare yourself, because this disconnect between Main Street and Wall Street, I was just going to explain that in today's video too, that Bitcoin is a reflection of the disconnect between Main Street and Wall Street. What's happening now is the average retail investor showing up to crypto and wanting to buy a lot of Bitcoin? Not really. They're skipping over that to go buy XRP and meme coins. So Bitcoin has been growing, but it's been really institutional. And, the last pitch that they're making is to the governments to buy their bags, right? The crowd that was down with the banks is now trying to get the government to buy their bags and all of the banks on board. Funny how that works. But the Bitcoin price going up to 110,000 while our Main Street economy, is our Main Street economy booming right now? Is it setting a new all-time high? Are we breaking records out on Main Street? Absolutely not. And that's the point. It's a direct reflection of the disconnect between Main Street and Wall Street, because it's not Main Street retail investors that are bidding up Bitcoin. People aren't aping into Bitcoin at 100 and 110,000. That's just basically institutional investors that want to get exposure. Right? You have institutional investors that want to get exposure because Bitcoin is still outperforming the stock market. Our utility cryptocurrencies based in America, like XRP and others, are destroying the gains of Bitcoin. It's not even close. But they're waiting for the ETFs to come so that they can get exposure through these products, right? And so when I look at Bitcoin, it makes sense to me why it's been pumped up here to 100,000. It's really been fueled by the ETFs and the institutions finally being able to get exposure to it. The Bitcoin story still sells very well. Is it the best opportunity? Is it the solution? Is it the new financial system? Absolutely not. It's not going to be the best ROI either. Despite Bitcoin going up to 112,000, it's only up 60% since the Trump election. XRP swung nearly 600%. It's still up 350%. It's not even close. But with that being said, if we don't get into the asset class, if we don't set up a business or a side hustle so that we can take advantage of the tax bills while we wait for hopefully a lot of this to eventually just go away completely, that'd be a great way to simplify things. But in the meantime, there are moves that you can make to position yourself accordingly. We're investing in suppressed assets that are going to be a part of the new financial system. We're focused on our income. How do we stack up as much of this funny fiat money as possible so we can convert it to hard assets? And I myself, you guys know what I'm going to do after this bull run. We're moving into real estate heavy. And that's the disconnect between Main Street and Wall Street. Once again, our crypto market's going to be topping out this bull run, this year into next year, while our real estate market is coming into a major generational correction. Major generational correction for real estate. All tied back to the bond market too. The fact that we still can't get rates. 30-year mortgage just went up to 7.5%. That's if you're a good borrower with good credit. Some of you guys are going to be up at 8% plus for your mortgage. Debt, currency, liquidity crisis. Is Bitcoin the answer? You guys know. Hey, comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Did you guys buy the dip this morning? Sun is shining. Hope everybody has a fantastic Friday. We'll see you in the next one. God bless.